So Hollywood Studios has been one of those parks that doesn't have a lot of great food. But things are changing. You need to keep watching because we found a lot of awesome eats in this Disney World park that you need to try. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Disney's Hollywood Studios hasn't always been known for its food, and when you take the time to look at what restaurants this park really has, you're going to be amazed at the treasure trove of options that you've got. So today we're giving you a superlative list of this park's best food options, so you know which choices are going to be the best choices for you and your family. Before we get started, keep in mind that we talk about every single Disney World restaurant out there in our full 2023 DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining, which you can find on the dfbstore.com website right now. So if you're looking for our dining recommendations for every single park, resort, and Disney Springs option, make sure to pick up your digital guide today. It's 100% money back guaranteed, so if you don't like it, that's okay. We'll get your money back to you, no questions asked. And don't forget to type in the code YouTube to save money on your total purchase. All right, we're going to start with best cast member interaction restaurants because there's actually a couple of them here in Hollywood Studios. They've got 2 table service restaurants that are made even better thanks to the roles the cast members play. The most famous example is the 50s Primetime Cafe over in Echo Lake. At 50s Primetime, you're back in Mom's kitchen being served by your cousin or uncle or some other family member, and they're not holding back on how they really feel about the way you're behaving during lunch and dinner. If you're not keeping your elbows off the table or being nice to your sibling, then you just might find yourself with your nose in the corner. And don't even get me started on what they'll do to you if you don't finish your veggies. I'll give you a hint though, dessert might not be quite the sweet treat you expected. The servers here dole out some hilarious punishments, and they're also just plain sassy throughout your entire meal. It's like the way tamer, friendly version of Dick's Last Resort. But even if the servers weren't up to some hilarious antics, 50s Primetime is still cool to visit just for its retro kitchen ambiance and comfort foods, like fried chicken, pot roast, meatloaf, and other favorites just like Ma used to make. If you want to check this place out, but you'd like your cousin to go easy on you, because not everyone wants to stand up in the middle of a restaurant and be forced to sing I'm a Little Teapot, just let your server know at the start of your meal. I promise it doesn't hurt their feelings, and they'll totally understand where you're coming from. Sometimes it's just nice to be a spectator. Our newest addition to this superlative entry, though, is Roundup Rodeo Barbecue over at Toy Story Land. So this is a family-style barbecue restaurant where the all-you-care-to-enjoy options are brought directly to your table. Much like the rest of Toy Story Land, you're looking at a setting that's colorful with oversized games and characters to make you feel like you've shrunk down to the size of a toy. But because you and all the servers around you are playing the part of a toy, that means you gotta respect the toy code and not getting caught by a human while moving via your own free will. So here's how this all plays out. If Andy just so happens to be approaching the area, you'll hear Sarge over the loudspeakers warning all of the toys that Andy's coming. When that happens, all the toys, that means you and the cast members serving guests, will need to freeze. It's like a big game of red light, green light, only with more barbecue and cardboard cutouts surrounding you. Keep in mind that Roundup Rodeo Barbecue is not a character meal experience, and people won't be flopping on the floor when the Andy's coming announcement is made, and neither should you. This game is all about simply freezing in place and staying still till the coast is clear, which is a great way to experience all the fun. Next, let's talk about some of the restaurants with the best theming. Now, of course, 50s Primetime and Roundup Rodeo Barbecue both have great theming as well, but we want to talk about different restaurants now. You're in for a treat with these ones because they're not just going to give you a meal, they're going to give you that full-on immersive experience. One of the most popular places to eat in Hollywood Studios, for going on many years now, is the SciFi DineIn Theater on Commissary Lane. The waiting area in the front of this restaurant may seem rather unassuming at first, but once your host brings you into the main dining room, you'll be transported into the good old days when your high school buddies would all get together and drive to your local drive-in to catch the latest flick. And if that tells you how old I am, mind your business. The dining room is decked out to look just like you've stepped or rode into a drive-in movie theater. So expect lots of vintage advertisements, a parking lot-like floor, and lots of convertible cars. Although there are some picnic tables in the back, most of the seats and tables here are contained within these little individual convertibles. So unlike all other restaurants, 2 group members of your family sit in the front seats and 2 will sit in the back seats. The restaurant is very dimly lit to simulate a night out at the movies, but the cars do have lights installed that'll help you see your menu, kind of. I still use my flashlight on my phone. Even after you order from a selection of all-American diner favorites, burgers, onion rings, shakes, ribs, you'll get to sit back and watch several cheesy black and white previews, shorts, commercials, and sci-fi movie clips play across the projector screen. Admittedly, the food here isn't reinventing the wheel or anything, but if you're a big Steak and Shake fan or if you're simply a nostalgic movie buff, then you're probably going to want to make advanced dining reservations for this one. ADRs will open up 60 days before your visit, so make sure to snatch those up as soon as you can for a better chance at saving a spot in this parking lot. These are tough reservations to get. Now, looking for character dining? The only restaurant with that option inside Hollywood Studios is over at Hollywood and Vine on Echo Lake. If you're only able to pick one character dining restaurant for your entire trip, let me tell you why Hollywood and Vine might be a good option. Depending on when you dine here will determine your character meet and greet experience, and I mean that in multiple ways. First off, the breakfast character experience will be vastly different from what you'll find during lunch and dinner, and that's because of the Disney Junior Play and Dine breakfast. During breakfast, your kids will get the chance to meet Disney Junior friends that could include characters like Fancy Nancy, Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, and Roadster Goofy. Aside from the rare characters here, the breakfast buffet eats are pretty standard, but you'll still be able to load up as many plates as you'd like while meeting this colorful cast of Disney Junior pals, which might be the perfect experience for you and your younger kids. Meanwhile, if you decide to eat lunch or dinner here instead, the Play Disney characters will hit the benches and the Minnie's seasonal dine characters will be up to bat. The lunch and dinner characters normally include Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and Pluto. But what's really special about meeting these characters is that they'll be dressed to impress, and it changes every season. There are 5 different seasonal parties throughout the year, including the Silver Screen Dine, the Springtime Dine, the Summertime Dine, the Halloween Dine, and the Holiday Dine. Meaning, you might be able to see Minnie and the gang in their Halloween costumes, or Christmas sweaters, or cutesy springtime pastel ensembles. The Disney World website will let you know what the current event is for this restaurant before you make those reservations, and we will too. Real talk, is the buffet here out of this world? Not exactly. Again, you're looking at a standard setup of American classics with a few standout options featured time and again, like the roasted mushroom farro risotto, beef stew with root vegetables, herb-crusted tenderloin steak, and the slow-roasted pork belly with guava glaze. But the real reason you go here is to take one-on-one pictures with the characters in their holiday attire that you're not going to find them sporting anywhere else. Or, of course, to see those Disney Junior characters, which any of us with toddlers understand how critical that can be. Now, where's best for a date night? Well, Hollywood ain't just about the glitz and glamour, my friends. It's also about the romance, both established and budding. If you and your honey are wanting a hot night out on the Hollywood Studios town, I got 2 solid table service options for you. First up is the Fancy Pants restaurant that does exceed our expectations time and again, Hollywood Brown Derby. This is a replica of the famous Cali-based Vine Street Brown Derby, originally built back in 1928. This signature Disney dining experience is an official licensed Brown Derby restaurant and the 5th Brown Derby restaurant to be built at that. One of the most noteworthy things about this restaurant's decor, aside from the immaculate bathrooms and the bronze derby-shaped lampshades, are the dozens and dozens of caricatures hanging pretty much everywhere that depict celebrities. You'll probably want to take a quick lap around the restaurant after you order just for a drive-by peek at all the different cartoony celebs that are around every corner. Fun fact, the caricatures in the gold frames are original pieces, so take extra time to ooh and ah over those. In terms of food, this is going to be the highest quality dining you'll experience in all of Hollywood Studios, hands down. It is a signature restaurant. That means it's expensive. You've got corned bisque, you've got well-stocked charcuterie boards, you've got filet mignon, you've got the famous Cobb salad prepared tableside, you've got the shrimp macaroni and cheese and the spoon bread with lavender honey butter and the grapefruit cake, and I'll stop there before I start listing the entire menu. What I'm trying to say is that this place is high-end. The dining, the authentic Hollywood atmosphere, all of it. So if you're really looking to go all out on a meal to celebrate maybe an anniversary or baby moon or honeymoon, then Hollywood Brown Derby can help set the mood tenfold. Just keep in mind this is one of the most expensive meals in the park, with entrees alone getting as high as $49. So you'll definitely want to check out the menu ahead of time and budget accordingly. Also, remember this is still a Disney World theme park. You're not going to a hotel or Disney Springs to dine, so even though it's date night, there's still going to be a bunch of kids running around in here. Now, another one we want to mention potentially for a date night is Mama Melrose. Now, this could be a controversial choice for a date night, and I understand that. And if you've been there, you understand it too. But let's talk about it for a second. In case you've never heard of it, Mama Melrose's Ristorante Italiano is a sit-down restaurant located off Grand Avenue and one with quite the backstory. According to Imagineering lore, Mama Melrose traveled from West Italy all the way to Hollywood to become an actor, but as it turned out, her Italian cooking was what really took her onwards and upwards, and thus the Ristorante was born. Mama Melrose's place combines her two heritages, Italian and Californian, into one happy eatery. Not only are these two cultures represented on the menu, but they're also reflected in the decor as well. And what's wild about this place is that obviously it opened in 1989 with the park, so a lot of the pictures of the quote celebrities are people that were famous in 1989. So you've got like random Roger Rabbit pictures and things like that. All I'm saying is there's a lot of big hair in here. Now, while this restaurant is suitable for all kinds of groups who've got a hankering for pastas and flatbreads and steak and cannoli, the twinkling lights and greenery can make this place a great setting for two folks looking for a fancier date night. And best of all, Mama Melrose's commonly has last-minute same-day dining reservations available, so even if you decide on a whim that you want to take your sweetheart someplace real nice, all in the name of love, just check out the dining tip board on your My Disney Experience app to see if any last-minute seating is available the day of your visit. Quick word of warning though, because I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight if I didn't give you this heads up. Mama Melrose can be a hit or miss dining experience, and a pricey hit or miss dining experience at that. While some of our meals here have been stellar, others haven't left us too impressed. That being said, even when this establishment doesn't meet our mid-tier expectations, Mama Melrose continues to provide standard Italian fare in a fun multi-heritage setting. Now, one more word of warning. For some reason, they have set up a weird table right in between the two doors to the bathrooms. I don't know why they did this. It's in a hallway. It doesn't make any sense. But if you're going for a date night and they try to seat you here, please fight back. You don't want to sit between the two bathroom doors, do you? I don't either. I fought against it too. So what's best for the unique eats that won't break the bank? All right, the last few entries on this list have been all about the table service sit-down restaurants, so let's focus on some cheaper yet still just as tasty eats that'll fill you up on a budget while also providing you with some interesting food that goes beyond just chicken tenders and fries. Not that chicken tendies are bad. We love them. Over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on Batuu, you're going to nosh on a whole other planet at Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo. This location is heavily themed to fit into the planet of Batuu by serving up food that's relatively approachable, but with a fun, spacey twist. This is a great option if you've got a bunch of Star Wars fans in the family, picky eaters or not. Despite the out there food names like fried Andorian chicken tip yip and the smoked Kadu pork ribs, the food is pretty accessible for all palate types. It just looks otherworldly, and you're not going to find French fries here, just a heads up. If you have very picky eaters in your group, you might not be able to find something they're going to dig. For more familiar sounding eats that still fall into a rather unique category when it comes to theme park fast food, believe it or not, ABC Commissary has redeemed itself. Now, those of you who've been with me for many years know that ABC Commissary used to be just basically the worst, and you just didn't ever want to go there. The theming was bad, the atmosphere was bad, and the food was bad. Well, they have changed their tune, at least on the food. They've got a quick service menu now featuring a few twists with international flair, like shrimp tacos that our reporting team absolutely loves. There's a Mediterranean salad and a buffalo chicken grilled cheese sandwich that is actually the favorite of several cast members that work there. Okay, ABC Commissary's dining room isn't as well themed as Docking Bay 7's, but it does have a lot more indoor seating than Docking Bay 7 provides, so if you happen to be eating around a time when everyone else is too, you'll have a better chance of finding an indoor seat here. And I gotta give one final shout out to Backlot Express over at Echo Lake, just because I love it so much. This quick service is themed to look like a production warehouse, so the indoor portion of it is packed out with movie props, blueprints, stage paints. Seriously, you're gonna want to take a quick lap around this place just to see everything. While the menu has several basic theme park eats like cheeseburgers, chicken strips, and salads, but it's also got a couple more unique options too, like the teriyaki chicken or tofu bowls, as well as the Cuban sandwiches that are served with a side of plantain chips. options. It's also important to remember that most all quick service locations have mobile order capabilities. So if you don't want to stand in a physical standby line to order your food, you can always order what you want via the My Disney Experience app and select a return time from there. When your mobile order time rolls around, you'll head into the restaurant and notify the restaurant on your app that you've arrived. This gives the fast food cooks the all clear to start prepping your meal for you right there on the spot. All right, so picture this. You've only got one day or less to spend in Hollywood Studios and you want to accomplish as many rides and shows as you possibly can. We've all been there. If you don't want to take a whole lot of time out of your day to dine, then you're going to need to know which quick service locations aren't just great, but are also speedy. So here are our two favorite to-go options from this park. Option 1, Ronto Roasters in Galaxy's Edge. This is home of the Ronto Wrap, a handheld hot dog-like snack featuring spiced grilled sausage and roasted pork. Now, if the idea of a fancy galactic hot dog isn't all that appealing, even though several members of our DFB team adore it, you may still like eating here for the plant-based option, the Zuki Wrap made with grilled zucchini, smoky chickpea onion slaw, creamy garlic tahini sauce, and fresh cilantro. If you're looking for a quick breakfast option, Ronto Roasters also serves morning wraps with eggs, grilled pork sausage, shredded cheddar, and peppercorn sauce. This is my favorite option here. And don't forget to wash your breakfast all down with a cup of that cold brew black calf, which is made with Joffrey's coffee cold brew, chocolate liqueur, and topped with sweet cream cheese and chocolate puffs. I know, sounds weird, tastes great. Now, second option for a quick to-go beloved snack, Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land. Andy has taken his very own lunchbox and thermos to build us toys, a walk-up window quick service location that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The options here toe the line of being fun yet safe for all sorts of eaters. You got options like lunchbox tarts, those are fancy Pop-Tarts, tachos, which are a nacho tater tot combo, and grilled cheese sandwiches, lots of cheese on bread. Option 3, Fairfax Fair on Sunset Boulevard. So it's no secret that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the counter service restaurants that make up Sunset Ranch Market, but Fairfax Fair has helped me appreciate the food here a little bit more. And that's because of its new waffle bowl offerings. These are filled with various savory meal combinations like buffalo chicken, barbecue beef brisket, Korean barbecue pork belly, and soba noodle salad. While the soba noodle salad bowl is unique and fresh tasting and a solid alternative option for plant-based eaters, we sure do love the creamy, dreamy mashed potatoes featured in the other 3 meat-based options, because on-the-go mashed potes is the best idea ever. For the record, there's a reason these quick services are labeled as on-the-go options. Though there are a few outdoor tables next to both of these, there's not a whole lot of seating available at either one, and the seating that is available is all outdoors and could get pretty toasty by midday. So if you want to sit down for a bit and enjoy a bite to eat without walking and munching at the same time, consider eating at these locations earlier on in the day for breakfast or when the sun isn't trying to melt your face off in the afternoon. Ronto Roasters does close early, however, around 3 p.m., so if you miss your opportunity for a wrap here, just know that Ronto Wraps will continue to be sold at Docking Bay 7 after Ronto Roasters closes up shop for the day. And it's my favorite part of this video. It is time for the desserts. As much as I enjoy lots of the entrees in this park, I might go so far as to say that the desserts here are my favorite. So let's kick it off with a couple of underrated sweet stops. Hollywood Scoops is where you're going to get hand-scooped ice cream off Sunset Boulevard. The menu features sundaes, ice cream cups or cones, and some over-the-top seasonal shakes, which are super fun, but can be ultra sweet thanks to all the extra sweet stuff they add on top, so just brace yourself for that. The Epic Eats kiosk over in Echo Lake is all about funnel cakes. You can get your standard powdered sugar funnel cake that's fried till golden brown here, or you can step it up a notch and order it with some soft serve vanilla ice cream on top. This kiosk also has seasonal and limited time offerings that pop up for big celebrations, and even specialty items for new Disney movie releases too. In the past, I've always recommended Trolley Car Cafe just for the carrot cake cookie whoopie pie alone, but it's kind of let me down the past couple of times I've ordered. The icing can be a little too gummy. That being said, it's often still really good, so worth a try. And this is still your one-stop shop for all things Starbucks drinks and bakery items, so you can always order some other desserty offering instead, like the Mickey Mouse shaped cookie, Earl Grey cupcake, or one of the other assorted pastries sold here. You're also going to get a lot of seasonal treats here, so keep an eye out for those. But my all-time favorite place to grab a sugary snack is going to be Backlot Express again in Echo Lake, which is where you can find the Wookiee cookie made with 2 oatmeal cookies, vanilla cream filling, and garnished with a milk chocolate sash on top. In second place for best dessert offering, Fairfax Fair on Sunset Boulevard is keeping a tight grasp on the toffee and coconut blondie even after the 50th anniversary celebration, when the dessert was originally introduced as the Glimmer and Shimmer Blondie. The toffee and coconut blondie is exactly that. It's topped with salted caramel buttercream, and it's a great option for those looking for a thick treat to split with someone else in your group for under $5. Okay, gotta have some solid drinks for all of this food, right? Luckily, Hollywood Studios has plenty of good options for you. The most popular lounge or bar in the park is over at Galaxy's Edge in Oga's Cantina. You go to Oga's for the vibes just as much as you go for the pre-mixed drinks. The Spaceport bar is small but mighty with tons of Star Wars theming, including a droid DJ, DJ Rex, who used to serve as the Starspeeder 3000 pilot droid on Star Tours before C-3PO took over. Oga's Cantina is well known for its concoctions, available with choices for kids and adults both, that feature unique ingredients using otherworldly methods served in unique vessels. One of the most popular cocktails on the menu is the Fuzzy Tauntaun, made with peach and orange vodka, peach schnapps liqueur, orange juice with tangerine, pure cane sugar, and the weirdest ingredient of the bunch, the Buzz Button tingling foam that'll make your lips get all numb for a short period of time. We have a full how-to step-by-step guide for making this drink, including the Buzz Button foam, which is super involved, over on the blog. Now, in terms of non-alcoholic options, the Blue Bantha seems to be popular with the kids since it's basically blue milk with a sugar cookie on top, but the blue milk tastes different than it does at the milk stand. I like it better here. I don't know. 3 quick yet important things you need to know before you visit Oga's though. 1, reservations aren't as difficult to make here as they used to be, but this place can still book up fast, so it's best to make those ADRs 60 days out to guarantee your spot. If you do happen to search for last-minute reservations for Oga's, try either early in the morning or towards the end of the day, when availability seems to be more prevalent. 2, you'll only have 45 minutes to chill here before you'll have to skedaddle on out, which is more than enough time because 3, this place is packed. More than likely, you'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with other guests at the bar. So if tight spaces can make you feel uneasy, you might want to skip out on this one and grab a drink from Docking Bay 7, Ronto Roasters, or the Blue Milk Stand instead for a Batu-inspired concoction. Note that not everybody's going to be seated in here. Even if you make a reservation 60 days in advance and you're brought into the restaurant, you could just be standing with a bunch of other people around a table. So if you really want to sit when you check in for your reservation, tell them that you request to sit at a table instead of stand, and tell them you're happy to wait for it. Now, of course, they're not going to be able to deliver on that every time, but that's what you need to do to, even try to guarantee a seat. Now, we're going to shout out to Baseline Tap House on Grand Avenue next, not because it's my favorite, but because it's my team's favorite place to grab a quick brew while in the park. I'm not a huge fan of this place because it can get way too crowded. There's not enough seating and it's all outdoors. Anyway, if you swing by here later on in the evening, though, when the crowds are starting to disperse before Fantasmic, then this can be a good choice for some quick charcuterie bites or beer flights, even a few California wine selections. Where I prefer to get my drinks, however, is over at the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge. Unlike the Hollywood Brown Derby restaurant, you don't need an advanced dining reservation to eat here and drink here. You just need to check the My Disney Experience app, see if there's a walk-up wait list available, or you can just belly up to the host stand and ask about availability there. Not only can you order from a full menu of cocktails at the lounge, you can also order a selection of food that comes directly from the signature restaurant's menu, including that Cobb salad. I love this place. It's chill. Yes, all the seating is outdoors, which was my complaint about Baseline Tap House just a second ago, but I don't know, it's better somehow. Now, Disney's Hollywood Studios likes to get into the spirit of the season with its limited time snack offerings. We have to mention them. For last Halloween, we got to sink our fangs into items such as, but not limited to, the pumpkin lunchbox tart at Woody's Lunchbox, candy corn milkshake at Hollywood Scoops, Mickey Mummy cookies at Dockside Diner, and the pumpkin mousse at Trolley Car Cafe. Meanwhile, for Christmas, Season's Greetings also brought us Season's Eatings. Get it? Aw, we're so good around here. Like the red velvet whoopie pie at both Backlot Express and the Trolley Car Cafe, the melted snowman sugar cookie at Pizza Rizzo, so simple but so cute, the holiday Minnie Mouse bundt cake at ABC Commissary, and the holiday tree marshmallow at Dockside Diner, very cool. But hold up, along with the usual lineup of holiday goodies, Hollywood Studios is also going to have a whole new Christmas after-hours party this year called Jollywood Nights, which will bring even more limited time treats to the park, and we cannot wait to try them all out. We'll make sure to keep y'all updated when we hear more about what new and returning treats are going to be available for all of these celebrations inside Hollywood Studios. All right, so Hollywood Studios may not be the best Disney park to dine in, but it does have some favorite restaurants and some eats that you definitely want to come back for time and again. Thanks for hanging out with me today, even if I did make you hungry, or was that just me? Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.